Most men walk through life believing love is simple. Be kind, loyal, giving, and in return, a woman will love you. They are raised on fairy tales, romantic ideals, and cultural lies that make them think devotion and obedience will win her heart. But the truth, the raw and unspoken law of attraction that Machiavelli would shout from the rooftops, is far crueler. A woman will not truly love you until you dare to break her. And by break, I do not mean physically, emotionally, or cruelly. I mean shattering the illusions she clings to, dismantling her untested assumptions, and forcing her to confront the reality that she cannot control you, that you are untouchable, unbending, and untamable. Consider how most men behave. They chase, they apologize, they forgive endlessly, they shower her with attention, prove devotion, and believe that they are buying love. But this behavior is the poison of desire. Women sense predictability, weakness, and neediness instantly. They know when a man can be bent, when a man can be tamed. And in that moment, fascination dies. She may smile, she may stay physically close, but emotionally she detaches. She tolerates, she does not love. A woman is a master strategist in her own right. She will test you constantly, often without conscious awareness, using charm, withdrawal, or subtle manipulation. A sarcastic comment, a playful tease, a hint of disinterest. These are not random. They are probes to measure your strength, your control, your resilience. Most men respond poorly. They chase, explain, apologize, or panic. The moment they bend, the woman realizes, he can be tamed. He is not my equal in strength. Desire collapses. Respect evaporates. And yet, few men ever see it. To earn her true love, you must become the man she cannot dominate. You must unsettle her, challenge her, and defy expectations. You must create tension, unpredictability, and awe. When she sees that you are indifferent to her tests, that you cannot be manipulated by emotional games, that you will not crumble under pressure, that is when the fire ignites. Only the collision of her strength with yours produces obsession. Only when she feels she cannot control you does she begin to crave you. Let me give you a practical picture. Imagine a woman who enjoys testing boundaries. She flirts with attention elsewhere, drops hints of jealousy, or presses for control in subtle ways. The weak man panics, overcompensates, and submits. The Machiavellian man does the opposite. He observes silently, responds unpredictably, enforces boundaries, and allows absence to create tension. Her mind races, her pride falters, her curiosity grows. The subtle, almost invisible breaking begins. Another critical aspect men fail to understand is that women rarely admit the truth. She may say she wants comfort, safety, or emotional availability, but deep inside, she craves the man who challenges her, who cannot be fully known or conquered. Safety calms her, predictability bores her, and submission kills desire. Only the man who creates uncertainty, tension, and awe can inspire the kind of love that persists through time, betrayal, and challenge. Machiavelli wrote about power, about dominance and perception, and this is precisely how desire functions. It is not the one who gives everything who wins, but the one who cannot be bent. And here is the harshest truth. She will constantly test you until she knows whether you are a man who can break through her defenses or another weak man who folds under pressure. Each test, each push, each manipulation is an invitation to reveal whether you are untouchable or merely another man to be tolerated, used, and discarded. The path to love is not paved with kindness. It is carved with strength, unyielding boundaries, and the ability to shatter the illusions she clings to. Breaking her is a process, not an act. It is psychological mastery, not brute force. Women are born with subtle influence, charm, withdrawal, and emotional manipulation. Most men fall prey to it. They chase, they plead, they overinvest emotionally, and in doing so, they surrender their power. The Machiavellian man does the opposite. He does not play by her rules. He rewrites the game entirely. The first weapon is silence. When she withdraws, you do not chase. When she tests, you do not react immediately. In the vacuum of your absence, her mind begins to betray her. She wonders, why is he not reacting? Why does he not need me? Has he found someone else? That uncertainty is the first crack in her armor. By staying silent, you allow tension to build until she cannot resist confronting the reality that you are independent, untouchable, and unwilling to bend. The second weapon is boundaries. Women test limits constantly. They push, they manipulate, they provoke. The weak man folds under pressure, tries to explain himself, and apologizes unnecessarily. The Machiavellian man does the opposite. He enforces boundaries without emotion. She crosses a line, he withdraws. She disrespects, he disappears. Boundaries breed respect because they signal unyielding strength. The paradox is that when a woman cannot bend you, she often clings harder because she craves a man she cannot control. The third weapon is unpredictability. Constant availability, constant affection, constant explanation. These are the death of desire. Mystery fuels obsession. A Machiavellian man oscillates between presence and absence, warmth and coldness, closeness and distance, not in chaos, but in controlled unpredictability. She never fully knows your moves, and that uncertainty ignites fascination. She begins to chase the emotions she cannot command, intrigued and compelled by your mind and your power. The fourth weapon is willingness to walk away. Nothing commands respect and desire like the knowledge that you can live without her. Most men panic at the thought of rejection. They beg, they plead, they overcompensate. But the man who dares to walk away demonstrates ultimate power. He places himself above manipulation, above fear, above need. By showing that your existence does not depend on her approval or presence, you break her illusions of control. She may threaten, manipulate, or beg, but the power now belongs to you. Let me illustrate with a scenario. She tests your patience by being emotionally distant. A weak man calls, texts, explains himself, or argues. The Machiavellian man does none of these. He steps back, pursues his own purpose, remains emotionally stable, and responds only when appropriate. She begins to overthink, to obsess. The very withdrawal she intended to manipulate you with now makes her crave your attention, your presence, and your validation. She begins to realize she does not control the game. You do. These tactics are not merely theory. They are law. Machiavelli said, "The ends justify the means." Here, the end is a woman's devotion, obsession, and love, not temporary affection, but lasting, unshakable emotional attachment. Every boundary enforced, every silence maintained, every unpredictability demonstrated, and every willingness to walk away is a calculated move to break her illusions and reveal the reality. She cannot conquer you, and her love must emerge from respect, awe, and tension. Once you break her illusions, the transformation is astonishing. The woman who tested, provoked, and manipulated now becomes devoted. The very tactics she used to control you now fuel her obsession. Why? Because humans are drawn to strength, unpredictability, and autonomy. She has encountered a man who cannot be bent, tamed, or broken. And in that encounter, she cannot resist surrendering. True love is never born from comfort. It is born from awe. She must feel that you are unshakable, untouchable, and unyielding. That realization creates a craving that persists through time, challenges, and absence. She invests emotionally not because you gave her everything, but because you gave her nothing that could fully satisfy her control. She becomes addicted to the tension, the unpredictability, the power dynamics. She begins to chase, desire, and admire you in ways no kindness or devotion could ever achieve. Most men never reach this stage. They remain bending, serving, apologizing, and trying to earn tolerance rather than respect. They believe they are loved, but in truth, they are used. They are tolerated, not cherished. When she leaves, they are confused, devastated, and humiliated. They never realize that the root of desire is strength, not submission. and that love is earned through tension, challenge, and strategic breaking. The ultimate law is simple. Do not seek approval. Seek surrender. Do not chase comfort. Chase respect. Do not fear breaking illusions. Embrace it. Only when you break her games, her manipulations, and her false assumptions will you witness true love emerge. Machiavelli would say that power and perception rule all human interaction. Here, love is no different. The man who dares to break her is the man who commands obsession, loyalty, and respect beyond reason. And few men can reach this level. Most remain weak, bending to her every test, until they are forgotten, replaced, and dismissed. She will only love you if you dare to break her. The question is not whether you will find love, but whether you have the strength to be the man who can break the illusions guarding her heart. Few can. Will you be one of them, or will you remain another man who bent, served, and was forgotten the moment she found someone stronger?